Welcome, 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 my beautiful sovereign souls. Happy Sunday morning to you. As you know, our podcast released every Sunday morning. So you and I are huddled up today, right now, with the most incredible soul who I am literally just girl obsessed with. I am obsessing over you and everything, Ayo, right now because there's just so much being gifted to the world and especially to us ladies through you with everything that you're doing. I was so excited when your team reached out and said, "Hey, can we come and share some space?" I was like, "Yes, I have a boatload of questions actually." It's funny you reach out because I would love to chat it up with you. I want to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself to anyone that might not, crazy, that might not know who you are. I want you to have an opportunity to give them an intro to you.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me in your sacred space. This means a lot to me to share this unique opportunity and to build this beautiful conversation for all the listeners and your audience as well. My name is Ayo, and I am a serial entrepreneur. I've built and scaled 7 businesses. I have also coached over 5,000 women in more than 41 industries. And these are my one-on-ones. So I have more than 20,000 women in my courses and my programs. I've been doing this for 13 years. I've also supported, mentored, consulted for huge companies, Fortune 500 companies, Silicon Valley startups, and I've generated over 500 million in client growth. And my companies this year, they've hit 7 million now just in August. I come from a very small, very poor country. And recently I had my first book. Well, it's not my first. I have quite a lot of other books, but I call it the first book because it is finally the kind of content and my dream kind of a book that I wanted to create. It's called The Future of Business is Female. It just launched after 4 years of research and writing. So that has been quite a lot of work, and I'm finally happy that we have it and people are loving it. They're obsessed. And
Obsessed.
I do this because of women. I love women. I love supporting women. My mission is to improve women's lives. This is truly the thing that makes me get up in the morning and feel good, and doing things like that with you, like jumping on a call with you, being together. This is what makes me happy. This is what breathes life into my life.
Yeah, and I love that. And that is something that you can, without a doubt, feel in your presence. And my belief and what I teach my clients is that source works through other people. And we know through sacred texts that when two or more are gathered, there is a massive impact and a massive sharing and heart connection that does bring in the creator, whichever you see that as, or however you connect to what is bigger than you, but it brings the creator in. And when it comes to the way that we are moving, and we're going to get into that because I have so many things to pick from your brain, but as we keep moving in the direction that we are, and I'm a firm believer that the future of business is women, is female, is feminine, is, the matriarch of ways, because we need to really get back into a flow, and we need to get back into a nurtured state, not a squishy, mushy, soft in a way, but more of like a coming back to yourself, coming back into a state of receivership. This is a big thing
Mm-hmm.
we've been talking about in my world, getting into a state of receivership where we can once again align the nervous systems and once again truly begin to make the impact and allow the impact to be made that is absolutely from spirit, what's being pushed through us right now, right? So as
Mm-hmm.
you first of all, let me go back here. There's so many questions and
Mm-hmm.
spirit in the room with so much more, but talk to me about why. I know that it's been 4 years of research. I know that it took you, because of who you are, it took you
Mm-hmm.
time, patience, and I know that you're connected to yourself as well.
Mm-hmm.
What said now for you? Why here now, 2025, in this time of space? Why now for you?
Well, first of all, when 2025 happened in January, I told all of my clients this is the year of completion. So everything that was started was supposed to be completed. And I'm just waiting. You're going to be the first one. I also launched my planner, Wealthy Women, which is the most advanced planner for women, but I haven't shadow banned the book. Obviously, I want to bring it after the book. So I've completed so many things that I've started the years before. I'm a high performer and a really, really high achiever, and I do a lot of things. I have this incredible energy, so I can do a lot of things. And I am very grateful because my mom is like that. She will put both me and you in a pocket, and
I
she's
love your
70.
mom. I love your mom. Her and I
She,
have never met personally, but just the way her energy presents through you and watching some of the social
I
media
got
stuff you
goosebumps.
post, some of the social media stuff that you'll post about her when you do, man, I'll tell you, she's a spitfire. Her energy is a spitfire. She
Yes.
takes names and kicks ass.
She is one of a kind being. We don't have a lot of beings like that on this planet, so I keep her like a gentle crystal, although she's hardcore. But anyway, so it was all about completion, first of all. And second of all, now more than ever, with what's happening in the world, for me, it was very important to push this book as soon as possible. Well, first of all, it's been 4 years in the making, so it was supposed to go out. And then, second, with all the different things that are happening in the world, like never before, we are really, well, not like never before, but in the really like latest things that are happening, we haven't experienced such a need of qualities like compassion and forgiveness and nurturing and slowing down a little bit. I
Mhm.
feel like the past years, right after COVID, something happened to the world.
Yes.
And we are expecting peace in Ukraine and in Gaza, and it's not happening.
Mhm.
We are expecting changes for the good, and we're seeing, for example, in the United States, a lot of people think that better things are happening, but I don't necessarily think that that's how things should be executed. I think, yes, I do agree with some aspects, and I'm like, okay, I do understand where you're coming from, but that's not the way to execute things. And so we're seeing so many examples on so many levels where we can actually incorporate a little bit more of how a female leader who is an empowered female leader who is the kind of a female leader she is a female good female leader, not just any female leader, because to be honest with you, I think that there's bad female leadership as well, which is not executed well. And also I wanted to add, when we're speaking about female leadership and feminine energy, which to be honest with you, I don't really see it the way it is portrayed now in the coaching spaces and circles. But what I believe in is that we don't want to exclude masculine energy. Don't want to exclude men and male traits, but patriarchy is not working the way it is working. I don't think necessarily matriarchy would work. It would work better, but I don't think that's the solution. I had a conversation with another dear friend of mine. We were speaking about female leadership. Definitely think that it is about union and coming together and working
Absolutely.
together. However, we are not there, and women are not equally presented anywhere. Fortunately, when you see the statistics, they're quite scary. In fact, today I had a little fight with The Economist Middle East. So, you know, The Economist, they're a huge publication. And they posted a post today. I hope they will take it by the end of the day because that was really bad. The top 30 tech leaders and innovators in the Middle East that are doing big things. And guess what?
Mm.
Not even a single woman. I mean, 30 dudes. Seriously? And I am connected with the Middle East because I go to Dubai, for example, Abu Dhabi very often. And not only, I know there's great female minds there in the tech space. And so I call them out that you should have called us the top 30 male tech experts in the Middle East because that is unacceptable. And that's why the book had to be published now. I just had to do it this year with everything going on and also with my personal journey as well. I think that it also helped me stand firmer for myself as a woman as well because before writing it, I've always thought, you know what, it's equal opportunities, you have an equal shot. You're gonna do it. Don't, think that just because you're a woman, even though I have experienced these things, but I used to say that, okay, let's go, let's do it. And then I started getting into rooms where I really felt excluded as a woman.
Mhm.
And now I'm stepping into the tech world with a tech startup, and I see it even more. And this book kind of gave me the ovaries, not the balls. It gave me the ovaries to really stand for myself. And when people obviously do things to block you because you're a woman, to stand up and to speak.
Yes, yes. We're not taught as women in the same ways, societally, educationally, sometimes within families. We're not taught like we teach our male counterparts how to invest, how to, do money, how to run business, and it is so important that we do. It's so important that we recognize. And just to your point, it is not about eliminating the masculine energy. It's about bringing the union of it together because it can't, women don't hustle, push without getting completely burned out. There has to be a way of doing it where we aren't in the victim energy. We're not self-sabotaging ourselves, but we are also not prostituting our energy and bending over backwards so that we can get what we need. That is absolutely not where we need to be, and where we need to start shifting things and pivoting things and seeing business from a different perspective and allowing business to be different from that perspective so that we can start thriving and having those conversations that don't just benefit women's lives, but benefit all of the collective. That is the basis of feminine energy is nurturing, and it is about making sure that what is meant to live grows. We want
Hmm.
to make sure that what was meant to live grows, not just for us, but as
Hmm.
as, as humanity, right? And so I'm loving this. I know that you are on right now. I said it before I hit record. You're on your virtual podcast tour for the book, and you're having some amazing conversations in so many incredible spaces. What do you feel is the most important thing right now that you want women to know about themselves, but also about business?
I want them to know that there has never been a better time in recent history than today to have your own business, to be successful, to be thriving, and to make it.
Mhm.
And statistics prove that you're literally born in the golden age of female entrepreneurship, female success, and financial success, and all kind of success. So really the world is getting better for you. So I want you to know that you kind of have a better start because just 50 years ago, not even 50 years ago, I mean, when I started consulting for companies, that was about 13 years ago. I would barely meet a female CEO, a female founder, or a successful woman in business that's not in the corporate world, and this is just a job, a position. Every single business owner who I met was a dude.
Mhm.
And that's how it was. And today it's totally the other way around. And statistics prove that. We see that women open businesses at such a higher rate compared to men all over the world.
Mhm.
And I think that this is wonderful. And I want you to know that the stars are aligning in your favor. And so go and do that. And also, with that, there are 16, 17-year-old dudes that make millions per month with an app designed on ChatGPT. If you don't believe me, check the story of Cal AI, the app that tracks calories.
Mm.
So many other apps. I mean, there's so many apps in the last 2 years created literally by kids in high school, and they use ChatGPT to build it or to program almost all of it. And then they leverage the power of social media. Learn social media. If you can learn something, learn social media. And unfortunately, there's a lot of bad coaching advice from people who are not qualified to coach on social media. And they tell you, don't follow trends. No, follow trends, because you're not going to post your content 50 years from now. You're going to post it today. And so
Oh,
go with the flow.
that's good.
When you don't follow trends, you're like swimming against the current.
Mm.
Go with the current, go with the flow, with the trend. So see what's trending. You don't have to dance like a crazy woman. If you want to dance, dance, girl. Nobody's gonna judge you. But you don't have to do crazy shit that you don't like, but you will have to follow the rules of social media. And social media is changing dramatically. However, once you catch the wave is big.
Mm.
And you're gonna be really good at surfing. You're gonna
Girl,
really make.
there's someone that needs to hear it. There's someone that needs to hear it.
Mhm.
I feel in my energy, I feel in my spirit that there's somebody that right now, as a woman entrepreneur who's been doing it for a while, she's ready to give up. She's at her last space. She's in her last moments. She is begging Source, Universe, God to give her some sort of a sign. Talk to me about the wave. Talk to me about the wave. Like literally, what does it smell like? What does it taste like? What does it feel like? Bring us into the wave in the way that you know it.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, I want to get back to, praying and asking for a sign. And I hate to break it. No, no, I hate to break it for you, but don't wait for the sign.
Mm.
Because if you don't hear it, there's high chances you won't hear it, because these forces communicate in really subtle ways that sometimes we can't get,
Well, not
because we're
only
so
that,
busy.
yeah, and not only that, we have to remember that we are on the leading edge. That we
Right.
said to Source, I will go down and I will do that thing. And Source says, okay, you go do that thing. I'm going to back you up. So
Yeah,
many people misunderstand that. Please send me a sign. No, no, you are the sign. You are the
exactly.
permission slip. You are the one.
Yes, and you have to go and do the things. So you will have to go and test and find what's working, because very often it's you're not gonna make it from the first go. So you're not gonna catch the first wave. You're not. Have you tried surfing?
I have
It's hard.
never, no.
It's hard. I twisted my kneecap and I was a professional skateboarder before that. Girl, the ocean spit me like a leaf. I just like flew out of the ocean. It was so dramatic and I twisted my kneecap. But I caught a really great wave. However, it's hard. And not every wave is going to be a good wave, but there's going to be a wave that is going to be good. It's just about how stubborn you are, how willing you are to make yourself a fool. And when I say that, we often feel like if we fail, we feel like fools. Well, here's the thing, unless you really, really, really F up something publicly and it's really bad, no one's gonna know. No one's gonna know. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You're the only witness of what is going to happen. And so just dust it off, bounce back, get back on the board and catch the next wave and catch the next wave. And tomorrow you're going to do the same. And when you do that, don't do it with self-judgment and with hatred and with miserability and desperation. And here's the thing, sometimes you're at the wrong beach.
Ooh, let that land. Ooh, let that land.
Sometimes
Wow.
you're in the wrong country. There's countries
Yes.
where you need to surf. You can't surf everywhere.
Mm,
Okay.
mm,
Sometimes you're at the wrong beach. Sometimes you can't surf. Sometimes it's the board.
mm.
Sometimes it's the wind. You can't do anything. Yeah, go and fight the wind. And lots of people fight the wind. What are you doing? Go and rest. Go and rest when there's no wind. And so you gotta understand that there's so many things around your success and your success story that are playing out at the same time. It's not so much about the wave, to be honest with you. It's about what do you want at the end of the day? Like what is that you really want? That's what should be keeping you afloat. And if you're
Yes.
just struggling to survive and to make it, then a shift has to happen, a pivot has to happen, a switch has to happen.
Mm,
Whether that means go back to the 9 to 5 and then rethink your business. Maybe the business, you need a different business. I've had situations like that with clients where they will go against the wave
yeah.
and it will just not work and it will just not work and they will have to go back to 9 to 5. But for a lot of them, that was such a great decision because now they will have all the finances, they will feel good, and they can sit back a little bit and think, okay, what's my next move? And what do I really want?
Mm,
And what am I really good at?
yep.
But really, not just in my head, because lately lots of people think that they're good at things and they're not.
Mm,
And that's okay. You got to be honest with yourself. I also want to sing very well. I'm not a great singer. I'm okay, but I'm not going to go for a tour.
yeah.
Okay? It's not going to happen. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. I love all the guidance, all the juiciness, all the insight. Where, where's the best place for everyone in the audience to go and grab your book the quickest?
I think that the best way would be just to get in touch with us or do it via our link that we will support, we will send, because then you will get the chance to be part of a 1 year of group coaching. So
Yeah,
that is pretty big.
that is
And
huge.
if you don't want that, if you want to go directly to Amazon, you can go and do it and order it on Amazon. That will also be absolutely amazing.
It would be amazing, but like, come on now. I mean, if this is a concept that is really at the forefront and women are starting to feel it and they're starting to walk into it and they're like, you know what? It's a new thing for me. Maybe I am at the wrong beach and just found the new
Hmm.
one. And I am definitely going to be reading this, taking my notes, but I have questions. Why would you miss out on this? A full
Hmm.
year of working next to you, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's also in a group setting so that you can be bumping off of other women. Like community
Yes.
is so huge.
So we had our session, first session, this Tuesday, and there's first a teaching component. So I teach for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then we jump for a 15-minute Q&A. And the ladies who were at the Q&A, because you can be at the Q&A only if you have used our link, because we can't track. And it was amazing because they were asking questions, they were chatting on Zoom between each other. And for me, that means a lot because you never know who's listening and from what perspective. And this is something that I love, that often people give really good suggestions or they become clients to each other. So
Yeah.
that's the best.
It is the way that women work best, I think. It's nurturing one another, connecting with one another. I know that you're a big advocate for no longer comparing ourselves, but fixing our crowns. and supporting one another
Totally.
in that because, that's how it's going to thrive best. That's how we're going to thrive when we finally put down the guards and stop thinking we have to do it alone and start connecting with other women, and cheering other women on. I find that to be the most potent way that we can not just
Hmm.
make the impact we came here to make, but build the momentum around it. We are creatures that have to feel connection. We are creatures
Hmm.
that have to feel connection. And I love that you added this component to this book because it is quite a bite. Yeah, I'll be very honest with you. I love you to death. You know how obsessed I am with you, but it is quite a bite. I mean, this is 600 pages. I mean, when you say it took 4 years, you ain't kidding.
It was first 400 pages when I wrote it, and when I finished writing it, it was 400 and I didn't even have the ending. And so I was like, whoa, that is a lot of writing. Um, and then we had to cut it to 300, which for me, cutting off 100 pages was a lot. And even now, when I read some parts, I'm like, oh, I wish I have extended it a little bit more
Mm.
on that. And a lot of people were like, well, do chapter two, do book two. And I'm like, guys, no, I don't want to write another book. I have a few written, by the way. I had one season when I wrote 5 books in 1 year. I don't know what happened to me. I was writing nonstop. And I have another book that it's completely written, ready to get published. And I was like, no, I can't do it anymore. Writing a book that is serious work and being serious about it. And I was very serious about it. Of course, there's going to be people who are not going to like it, and maybe I will get criticism and all of that. I'm ready for this. I used to work for National Geographic, so I have been roasted a lot for my writing. And so I know all of that. But for me, I had to make sure that I am using proper resources. Things are stated in a good way, and also you need to understand this is sensitive content. So a lot of the content speaks about inequality. I speak about rape, I speak about injustice,
Mhm.
I speak about victimhood. And so I had to really be mindful with my language, also because I am from the Balkans and I'm very direct.
Mhm.
You know, when you come here, some people will not handle it. You will think we're fighting, but we're having a decent, normal conversation. And so I had to be so mindful in the book that I'm not overly brutally honest and raw, and at the same time be loving and understanding, but also tapping you on your shoulder and being like, girl, get your shit together. But also not shaming her, not
Uh,
making her feel small. Like, for example, the book Girl Wash Your Face. I don't know if you've heard of it, by a very famous author. She's huge. But when I was reading it, it sounded kind of entitled. And so I was really careful not to be entitled as well, because I'm not like that. And people are strange nowadays. They read, consume things, they're so sensitive. There's not a second between reading and reaction. Like sometimes you just have to take a couple of big breaths before you
well,
go and comment on something.
always, and also looking at what it's bringing up from you. And I know that you speak about the triggers and stuff like that in the book.
Hmm.
Triggers are big. Triggers are big, but they're triggers that are yours to look at. They aren't happening to you, they're happening for you. And again,
Hmm.
this is another real big reason why I am particularly so grateful that you added the component of the coaching and you added the component of community to this so that
Hmm.
when women are, because you can't be you in the way that you are, blunt, bold,
Hmm.
and direct, without also, like you said, being able to take it when it comes your way. You said this statement in the book, and it really, really triggered me. Awesome. Let's talk about it. Let's go into it. Not because you need to apologize, but because you really want to be able to go deeper and understand them. And so, like,
Right.
you being able to hold that space, you don't take shit personally. It didn't take too much time. It took a lot of work, but not too much time for me to let that go,
Hmm.
to shed that skin of giving a shit what other people thought. You know what I mean? And it's very liberating when we can get to that space, but we also can add so much value in the coaching space for our clients when we are at that level of this isn't personal. This is their journey. This is them coming to a new concept for the first time. This is them embodying something that I've said that really did shake things up for them. But this is a good shake up. They might not think that yet. They might not see that yet, but this is good. This is good. This is moving some
Mm-hmm.
things for you, unearthing some things for you, and it's going to take you to your next level, right? So I love
Mm-hmm.
this. Please go. We're going to make sure the show notes have your link so that people can go and purchase your book through that link so that they can gain access to the 12 months of coaching that you're offering in your beautiful, beautiful community. Where else can people find you besides your website?
They can find me on any single social media out there. I am everywhere. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube. I am everywhere. I'm omnipresent. But my space where I love chatting to people would always be Facebook. So if you want to have more direct access to me, if you want to ask questions, if you have follow-up questions, find me on Facebook. I am most of the time it's me in the DMs. My team makes sure that if I get personal questions that I answer and they pass it to me.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm so excited. People run. Don't walk, run. Go get yourself a copy of The Future of Business is Female. Get yourself connected with her because she's a powerhouse and she's going to support you in a tough love, but still it's love energy that she gives and delivers. I promise you this. You know where to find me, JacquelineHopper.com. We want to hear how you felt with this, how you are landing with this, how this is resonating for you. And of course, as always, you can feel free to send any questions you have for either one of us to our team, and we will make sure that Ayo gets those for you so she can answer them. As always, you know how much I love you. You know how grateful I am. Welcome home, sovereign soul. So good to have you. But until next time, take care. Bye.